Arizona State.
Sun Devils.
First round bye in the college football playoffs. We've been doing a series on every team. Is this a championship caliber team? Do they have what it takes to win the championship? You can talk about the road ahead, the players they got, the games they played, etc. I'll set the stage, finish the season.
Set the tone.
11-2 Big 12 champions. Ranked wins including BYU and Iowa State, with their losses being at Texas Tech and at Cincinnati, both in the first half of the year. End of the season very hot, 6 straight wins, Big 12 champions. I want to open it up with you, Mario. Is Arizona State a contender?
Arizona State is indeed, in fact, not a contender.
I thought you were going to.
No.
I thought you were going to give them some hope.
No. I wanted to because I'm a fan of this team, their story, some of their players. I mean, I remember this team from the year prior when they won like 4 games, and I remember I would bet player prop parlays, and Scataba was kind of nice last
Always
year.
cooking,
and it was just cool to see the complete 180, the turnaround the program
First year
did.
coach.
Yeah, dude, he's sick.
And, they've had some big wins. They're a tough team. And so, I won't say they won't make a game out of, against Texas, because that's who they play first round. If they have to get through that, some other pretty physical teams. But that is their brand of football. It is pretty physical. So, I think they'll make it interesting. It'll be a fun game and whatever, game they're in, but I mean, I have them losing first game.
Yeah.
If they somehow win that, there's no way they're going back to back.
I'm assuming you're probably on the same track there.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a matchup preview, so I'm not going to talk specifically Texas ASU, but in general, I think you could kind of, in my personal opinion, I'm going to equate them to SMU. The reason for that is in the same way that I think SMU has an amazing passing game and kind of an average running game, I think Arizona State has an amazing running game, kind of an average passing game. I think both of them have good defenses in respect to their conference. But again, we're now playing in a playoff scenario. Yeah, we're playing big boy football. You're going to have to go against SEC teams, Big Ten teams, ACC teams. Well, actually, ACC is all dead. So
We are all dead.
yeah, sorry.
Just Big Ten and
Big Ten,
Shout
SEC
out Mountain
teams.
West.
Yeah,
Mountain West made it
one
farther.
living, yeah.
Actually, yeah, okay.
New Power 4?
Theoretically, no.
What?
No. Okay, theoretically.
What are you theorizing over here?
Theoretically.
Doctor Strange.
No, if
Right?
everything were to go in the most odd way, then yes, they could potentially play a Mountain West team in Boise State because they're on
Big
the
12
opposite
versus
side.
Mountain West would be like, I would happily lose Ohio State.
There's nothing more that I want than a Boise State, Arizona State national championship.
Same.
That would be the best national championship in history.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's like 2 TCUs running around out there just having a good time.
oh dude, that'd be crazy. A lot of horned frogs over there.
Only
But,
problem is there's no such thing as a Cinderella in college football.
Yeah,
It's
there
the
really
only sport
are.
where that doesn't exist.
Especially with this
I
many
Because
completely agree with
Georgia's
that.
exist.
And
And Ohio State's and Oregon's exist.
And Texas.
So as long as those teams exist in reality, then there'll never be Cinderellas.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
just get
that's
shot.
Can't throw out Texas in there, bro.
Hook 'em horns, baby. We're about to win. Anyways, like I said, because I think their defenses are good, respective to their conference, but not in big boy football, as Tyler likes to put it, because their offense is solid in one aspect, but not well-rounded enough to really play big boy football, as Tyler likes to call it. I do not think they are a contender.
Okay, Ryan?
I think a lot of these, you were talking about the SEC versus the Big 12. I think a lot of the Big 12 offenses might be better than a lot of the SEC offenses. Take out a couple. I don't even think that's
Agreed.
funny. I don't even think that's a serious joke. I think a lot of those guys would ball.
But there's 2 sides of every game, of every team.
No,
Offense
I agree.
and defense.
But Arizona, that's what I'm saying. Arizona State's defense, that's what I was going to bring up. They have a really good rushing defense. And I think that will help them against Texas because, like we said, if we make Quinn throw, who knows what can happen? Not that they're all but way better, and Quinn should dissect this Arizona team. But I think they have a chance. Just because.
To win it all?
To win it all. Just because they have an identity, bro.
They do.
If you can have an identity, and it's like the Michigans of last year. All they did was run the ball, and when it was time for a quarterback to make a mediocre play, he did. Yes, he had to make a big play against Bama, but it was one drive. If you get there by running the ball hard, playing nose-down defense, and be surprising to a lot of people. A lot of people thought Michigan was oh, it's Michigan. It's every year. They make the
can't
championship.
score,
They're
but-
not going to do anything.
But they're a tough team. They're just
dude,
gritty.
if you're a tough team and you get hot, Texas just played a big game. This is kind of a walkover game. They're massive favorites. You beat this team when you go into Oregon or Ohio State game that they're going to be beat. Guaranteed 2 injuries on each team, whoever you play, because they're going to get beat up. And then, anything can happen from there.
Yeah.
I mean, the other side of the bracket, Arizona State against the other side of the bracket, any of them, I think they'd have a better chance than what they're on right now. So
I agree with that.
I just think that,
I agree with that.
I think Texas and Ohio State and Oregon are better than the other side of the bracket, just personally. But
Georgia's the only person I would disagree with.
I'd still right
I
now.
think Georgia's run defense
better
is
than
the
Texas.
most.
I mean, Georgia beat Texas
Georgia's,
twice.
I mean,
Oh yeah, obviously Georgia's better than Texas.
I'm never gonna agree with that statement.
I mean, you don't like
Why?
stats.
They beat you
facts.
twice.
twice in the same year. In
It's not-
a
wait,
few
we can't-
months.
We have guys. Did
can't
you
always
see what
get
just
better.
happened?
You see what he
We
did?
have to
We
stop
get
doing this.
we
We
get
have to
better
stop
every
making
game.
an Arizona State
We've
talking
been-
about the other side of the bracket turn into a Georgia Texas conversation. Every podcast turns into Georgia Texas. But sorry.
I mean,
No,
Go ahead,
no. Okay,
finish.
last thing,
Come on.
contenders because of identity. If
Yeah,
you,
they do
if you
have a
have an
brand of
identity with
football.
Scottabio and you get up early, anything can happen with a good run game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna push back too hard on Ryan because obviously everyone has their own opinions and let the cards fall where they may based on where you place the bets. But I do. Boise State has an identity, so we're gonna be doing a Boise State episode shortly after this. I do want to hear the answer be yes because they have a running identity for them to win the Natty. And I want them to stand on that after the results of the game.
Those are two different teams, though.
No, I know, but I'm saying you said if a team has an identity, they can make a run in the playoffs.
Well, also
Boise
saying that
State
they
has the
played Big
most
12
solidified
offenses
identity.
that I thought were better than a lot of SEC
Oh, so you're saying
offenses.
because they have defense and can run the ball? and
No,
stuff.
their team, their identity
Their
is a team.
team's
They're
better.
nose down defense
Yeah.
against the run game, and they have a good running.
And they're still like a
Boise State
good
has a
team.
terrible defense against
Okay.
every aspect
Sure.
of it. But I see what you're saying.
No,
trying to say.
I want them to win.
I don't.
I do. I really want them to win, but I don't. I want to use what happened in round one as a very, very clear example to the world as to what happens when different tiers of teams play.
Yeah.
Big boy
Texas
football.
was a tier above Clemson this year, but it was it blended the tier slightly, which is why you saw it as a one possession game in
It
the
was
fourth
the
quarter.
home field advantage, though. You don't get that
Well, no,
anymore.
agreed. Home field advantage play. That's I think neutral site. I think they still beat us, but it's a close game, and I'm not making this about this. But you look at the rest of the games, right? Indiana, Notre Dame, the line of scrimmage controlled. Even Texas, Clemson, line of scrimmage controlled. Penn State, SMU, not even remotely close as far as the athletes, line of scrimmage control, who ran the ball. Like this Arizona State team, regardless of who they play in round one, if they win a game round two, they're going to be so outmatched at every single position at the field. Maybe not running back, depending on how you want to say how good Scatterbo is. Doesn't matter because the O-line. Look, they have a good defense. I know they allowed 21 points per game in an offensive-heavy Big 12, so it's semi-impressive, 22nd best in the nation. 17th best rushing offense. Sam Levitt's played well. I just don't think
Nothing crazy.
I don't think he's the type of quarterback that can lead a team through a gauntlet to a natty.
Yeah.
If they're in the
I agree.
semis already and they get it's like last year, if they somehow made the 14 playoff and it was like maybe they played a Michigan from last year or a Washington team where you're like, hey, anything could happen,
Yeah.
then it's the natty, who knows? They would have to go Texas, then winner of Ohio State, Oregon, then probably Georgia or Notre Dame or Penn State. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm saying, in my opinion,
no.
if they beat Texas,
then blowout.
no, but in my opinion, if they beat Texas, there's nothing you can argue why they can't beat Ohio State, Oregon,
No,
or
then
Georgia.
death.
Sure there is.
Then death.
See, I don't get that.
No,
because Texas, the way Texas plays football is
It's
like
a tougher.
If they
gauntlet
beat
up
Texas,
into
they
your
use their
quadrant than it is in
one
ours.
get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
They use their genie in a bottle. You're not beating.
But what if they just beat them
Three
straight
of the
up,
top
no
five
luck.
teams.
They just look like a better team.
Then I'm wrong.
No, it's, but no, the rest.
No, I'm just like
I'm not talking about that game. You were saying
If they just walk over Texas, then
hey, disclaimer: if Arizona State, if you go out there and beat the out of Texas,
Dude,
and
I'll
then you
cut
go
off my
and
left
just kill
foot
the
on
winner of
camera.
Oregon, Ohio State, and then you dog walk Georgia,
I'm not saying all that.
shout out,
Dude,
y'all.
if ASU
it's gonna
comes
be a
in-
buy a jersey.
It's gonna be a
Dale,
party in
it's gotta go
Scottsdale.
for
If ASU walks in to that game in Atlanta, beats Texas, just not even a question, no luck about it, just absolutely wins a good football game, I will come on to this next podcast and I will cut off my pinky.
No.
I will do it.
do
Cut that.
something that you
I
can
will
actually. Don't
No,
lie.
I got it.
All you
Get
do
a
is lie.
tattoo of
No.
Arizona State on you.
No.
Arizona State Sun Devil.
Don't commit to
Yeah.
that.
Get the mascot.
Yes.
I'll get an Arizona State Sun Devil tattooed.
Of your choice. It could be anywhere you want.
Give me anywhere.
All right.
So it won't be this.
Holy shit, one time! Believe in something! Oh my god!
Mike doesn't have any tattoos, so this is like
I will-
not.
I
it's not
have-
like someone who's just adding
Mike
a tattoo.
Tyson.
I have the utmost
Just the
confidence.
devil like tail around his eye.
don't just
Into
be
his
like,
mouth.
I have the utmost confidence.
Mike, we got to if you get a tattoo, I'll fly you to Scottsdale and we have a whole weekend just drowning our sorrows.
Oh, I'm down.
I got
for
some
that.
buddies
Oh.
in
Look at this.
Scotland.
It's a win-win now.
Yeah, maybe it's a
He
win-win.
heard
Wow. Okay, there you have it. Arizona State. I now want you to win the
Oh, we're
Natty.
all in, Max
Let's get
wins.
Mike
So do you
tattooed
guys.
with a Sun Devil.
You guys
Drop
are the
the
worst.
whatever. What's it? Forks up, right? That's their thing.
God.
Sun Devil. I don't know. So let us. I think it's this.
No, that's inappropriate. Stop it.
Intern Johnson's throwing that up.
That's
Forks up.
What's
That's the Sun Devil.
all right. It's a Sun Devil
You
day.
do this all day. You were doing this for all weekend.
Come
Why
on,
can't I
Zach.
do this?
yeah? Why
I
not?
mean, you're gonna have to blur.
Implication.
It's a, I mean,
Let
it's
me
one
tell you right
finger
now, you're gonna have
different.
to blur me out for that entire 30 seconds.
I don't know what he was doing, but blur him out for that.
I mean,
It's just one finger different.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Is Arizona State?
It's not.
Are they a legitimate
not.
contender? Are they going to win the Natty? Do they have a shot at anything?
Give him a shot.
Let us know. I want to see him with a
They're
tattoo.
gonna be shooting on Mike's face with the tattoo.
That's
gonna be a
What?
That we're not doing that. We're not
What?
shooting anything on Mike's face. We're not doing that.
Shoot
No.
anything.
Cut that out. Wait,
No.
End the episode.
They're
We're
gonna be
done.
Yeah, cut
forking
it.
Mike.
We're done.
Let us
We're
know.
done.
No.
We're done. Wait.